I got 6:30, so let's call this meeting to order. Start with the agenda. Do we have any additions or deletions to the agenda?
I move we approve the agenda.
Second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Consent items. Anybody have anything in there they want to talk about before we move on?
I move that we approve the consent items.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Going on to public comments. This is the time of the meeting where the public can have a 5-minute time period to talk about anything that's on the agenda. Is there anybody in the public that has anything they would like to speak at this time?
Hello again. My name is John Blessing. I'm with Waste Management. About a year ago, when we were fortunate enough to be selected by the city of Westmoreland to be your disposal partner, we were excited to show you the level of service that we can provide and build a relationship with your community. And in the past year, I think we've done a pretty good job of doing that. No one's perfect, and we don't claim to be either, but whenever there are the few problems that we've had, we've addressed them and resolved them very quickly, all while maintaining a good cadence of communication with your staff. So the initial contract ran an initial term year, and then it has several additional option years available to continue our partnership. We're excited to do that, and kind of wanted to come to the council and talk about that a little bit. There's also some good news. Also in the contracts for those option years, kind of a year over year, there's some verbiage in there about an annual increase, and it's tied to a consumer pricing index for water sewer trash that represents the industry. It's roughly around 5% at this point in time. But when I was crunching those numbers to present that information here tonight, I noticed that we, in the past year, have done a great job of building up a lot of customers outside of Westmoreland. I mean, we service Oldsburg and some other municipalities, but in the communities, kind of the rural communities around Westmoreland, we've done a good job of picking up customers since we were coming out in this direction. So when I'm running the numbers, we've picked up a lot of operational efficiencies that saves us money, and so we would like to share that with you because we wouldn't be out here if it wasn't for you. And so what I would like to propose is going into that next option year with no increase whatsoever to any of the current rates that you have in the contract. So with that, again, just wanted to show our appreciation for selecting us and partnering with us, and say that we're looking forward to continuing that. And I'm available for any questions that you might have concerning that.
So you never go by the previous year's tonnage from town?
I'm sorry?
When you do your rate increase, you don't go by any previous year tonnage?
Not necessarily. I mean, the tonnage is a factor because ultimately we have to incorporate that into our calculation because we have to pay the landfill, right, to put that in. If there is a dramatic decrease in tonnage, that could help reduce costs. But I don't remember seeing anything out of the ordinary.
I didn't know if that had an effect on it or not.
Some. The initial costs a year ago that we had when we won your business was you were the only reason we were coming out here. And so, of course, all of our costs, our labor, our fuel, it was all kind of on the shoulders of Westmoreland. But since then, we've kind of widened that with a lot of, like I was mentioning, some of the work outside the area. So now we can spread those costs around a lot of things, and it has been able to give us, like I said, some efficiencies in our routing and our labor. So it's not always something that can happen, but we're excited when it is, and we feel like that's, again, especially since we wouldn't be in this area picking up those customers if it wasn't for Westmoreland. So we're happy to kind of share that with you as well.
Okay.
Cool. I think we have trash bids on the future agenda.
Is that around
Since-
October?
October.
So
Discussion. Yeah.
I think since we did just the 1-year contract, I think it'll still go out to bid, just to verify everything, but
No, it doesn't have to.
doesn't have to.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
It's written in the thing.
we have it on the agenda for
Yep.
discussion on in October or September?
I believe it might have to be sooner, because we have to do a 90-day notice.
Yeah, I think that's correct, and I forget what the exact date is. Is it, I think it is,
November 1st is like the new contract date.
correct, right, and I think that is the 90-day, which, doing my math, that would be the beginning of August, end of this month, I think, right.
Next month.
That's why you're here.
What's that?
So that's why you're here, and then it's coming up.
Well, yeah, right, yes. Right,
I'm glad you're able to do that.
absolutely, it's been very beneficial for us as well, and we really enjoyed the partnership. Like I said, we've got a couple other towns around here, Oldsburg and Riley and Leonardville. Oh, yeah, everybody's names, all these names. But coming out this kind of this far east was new to us. So we, like I said, we're doing our best to build a work around it, because that way we can improve our costs and save everybody money. And that's really the name of the game in today's economy.
Yep.
So again, whatever the next steps are, I'm happy to participate, or whatever information you might need from me. I think you're correct that the next year would be enacted if notice wasn't given that 90-day period, which that sounds right. I don't have a calendar in front of me, but that sounds about right.
That's a good one for future agenda.
Next month?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Do you have any other public comments? No, we will move on to new business. Jessica or,
Shannon. Shannon, hi.
oh, I know who she is.
Get out of your way here.
Oh, no, you're fine.
It's all right.
Usually there's a podium or something that I get to hide behind. But we're here tonight to talk with you about some housing assessments. It's something that we've been doing across Potawatomi County, and I think we've come and talked about it briefly before. We've completed 4 or 5, and I say we, Jessica's actually taken the lead and done the vast majority of this work with the individual communities. But the point of us doing this is that there is a housing shortage throughout the county, and there are some programs at the state level that you can utilize, such as the now it's Reinvestment Housing Incentive District, as well as some grants that periodically come up. Moderate Income Housing Grant was one. It's sunsetting this year, but there's a possibility at some point it could come back. If nothing else, there is the Reinvestment Housing Incentive District. In order to apply for that, you have to have a housing assessment on the books, new, completed within 5 years. So I think we first brought this up maybe a year ago, year and a half, might have been a year and a half, because it was almost immediately post-tornado, and you guys were up to your eyeballs with 100 other things. So we have completed 4 or 5, like I said, and now we're coming back to you. We do need your input on these things, and we actually have some questions we can run through, and if you don't mind, we'll just ask them and then write down, and then we can take your names and utilize that as part of the community assessment. There is a project in Wamego that has already resulted because of these housing assessments. There's both an RHID and an MIH project that's starting soon. So it's a very fun project for Jessica. I think she loves it. I'm being a little facetious because it's not sexy, it's not super fun, but it is very helpful and very necessary. So with that, I can pass it over to Jessica. If you have questions on what the Rural Reinvestment Housing Incentive District is, I'm happy to answer those questions. Does everyone know kind of what I'm talking about when I mention that?
Go ahead and go over it.
Okay, so what it is, it's a program that the Department of Commerce put together that it started out just in rural areas, and this has been going on for about 20 years, 20 22 years. But in the last couple of years, it's gained a lot of popularity in the state of Kansas because they expanded it to reinvestment instead of just rural areas. It was very specific to just the rural areas. Dodge City has been very successful with this program and have put in, I used to know the numbers, I think it's at least 400, 500 or more homes. That what this does is it allows the capturing of the property taxes for a certain development to kind of come together and prepay with an IRB, prepay those infrastructure costs so that they're not passed on as specials to the new homeowners. So for instance, the development that's going in Wamego, there are guidelines, like it can't be over a certain, I think it's a square footage, it can't be over a certain, I'm not sure if it's a price or if that was just kind of a guideline that Wamego put in, but there are specifications for it to be workforce housing and for it to be a good investment for folks. The idea is that it's kind of subsidized by doing that property tax allotment and then the IRB to pay for those things. But I believe the one in Wamego that's going in is a 300 single family homes, and I believe they're going to be about 1,800 square feet, and they're going to be about 300,000. Still seems like a hefty price tag to most of us, but that is the price point that tends to be missing throughout the county and kind of throughout the country as well. The market drives the subdivisions of the $400,000, $500,000, $600,000 homes, and so those sorts of subdivisions would not be eligible to utilize the RHID tool, but this is a tool that can be used. It ends up being not like low income. It ends up being more kind of those middle people that maybe they're ready to expand into a bigger home and opening up other types of housing throughout the community. Usually how it works is a developer, once you have this housing assessment updated and published, which we will do, we publish on our website and then we share with developers. The developer can put together their capital stack, build a program, build a project, and then work with the city to put it together. You would pass a resolution to be able to do that. The city, the county, and the school district would all forego their property tax of that home or that subdivision for, I think it's up to 25 years. And then it goes on the rolls from there. So that's the main tool that is being utilized right now. But Kansas Housing Corporation and some others periodically have grants that having this housing assessment published and up to date, of course, will allow you to apply for those things. With that, I will let Jessica ask the questions about
Yeah, so
assets.
what I would need is, there's about 10 questions that I usually get from the city. So the city worker usually provides those answers about infrastructure, water, sewer, just like some basic questions. And those are pretty simple and easy to answer those. And then I go through a website that gives me basic data about Westmoreland. So I'll do my part. And then there is a community part where, I don't know if you have the community questions in your packet that you guys got, but it asks some general questions about where you live, where you work, what do you want to happen in this area, what are we missing, what do we need, and I try to gather as many of those as I can. And I was thinking about, if the council wanted to fill those out, you do not put your names on them. They're anonymous. I just send those to the Kansas Department of Commerce when I submit the application. And then there are, I was going to take those to the chamber also and see if the chamber members wanted to fill them out too, because the more community we can get involved with that, the better the report is. And then some of the other questions that ask towards the end is, what are your guys' top 3 needs and top 3 assets? So that's kind of what I'm asking you guys now. If you guys have any ideas of what your top 3 needs are in Westmoreland, if you have any ideas, I'll just write them down. if you can't think of any needs or assets right now, you could always just maybe send them to Julie and then she could send them to me. But that is one of the questions that I don't know because I don't live in Westmoreland. So I'll kind of reach back out to Julie for all the questions that I have that I don't have answered. But one of them is, what are your top 3 needs and what are your top 3 assets? That's basically it. A lot of it I do on my end, and then there are some questions for the city, but other than that, yeah. That's about it.
And some of those answers can be super simple. Like, I think one of the questions is, does the city offer incentives for building housing? If you've never offered any sort of grant or anything like that, no. Does anyone off the top of their head have ideas on the top 3 needs for housing in Westmoreland?
Well, probably number 1 is land.
Okay.
Land, we're kind of landlocked. And there are empty lots in town and stuff, but the owners are not interested in selling, or if they want to sell, the price that they're asking is
Okay.
really high. If there is land that can be purchased, it's like it needs to have, correct me if I'm wrong, Bob, but some kind of a lift station, which adds to the city's cost in a development and stuff.
Yeah, depending on where it is.
Depending on where it is, to be able to pump like the sewage
Yep.
and stuff. There's some land that's been discussed, of being incorporated into the city. However, access to that land goes through another bit of land, and it's just the logistics of some of the stuff and how do you overcome that for land for development? We'd love to have more people come into our community. We'd love
If you can get a developer interested, the lift station could be utilized in that. Both the lift station and the cost of the land could be included in that RHID.
Okay.
Something to consider. I don't know if it would be, but you'd have to probably build a number of, the volume of
Right.
houses to be able to make that money back.
Right. And then along with that land, then you need streets. And I don't know if the streets are included in when you're developing a housing. And
With the RHID, you can include.
it would be like with streets, water,
Yep.
sewer, all of that. So, yeah. Anybody think of anything else? I wish we had a hospital and school here again. That would help.
Yeah, I think we've fought some lift station stuff on one piece of property. I think that property's sold and moved on. Before 20 years ago, there was another chunk of land that previous council put way too many regulations on and drove the developer out of town. So that kind of died, and that's been since sold. And so other than when you drive around town, if you see 7, 8 open lots, maybe 10 to 12 open lots, those are all already owned and not really for sale at this point. And so that's kind of our biggest problem is how do you grow and how do you develop when you're completely landlocked on all 4 sides?
And another thing on it is we have a lot of rental property. And that rental property isn't in the best condition,
Mm-hmm.
isn't kept up, and it would be nice if we could somehow get that property sold and the buildings torn down and new homes, affordable homes,
Mm-hmm.
built in there, not as rentals, but as ownership, because then you have ownership, you have more tie-in to the community and everything, which I think is very, very important.
What kind of housing do you think Westmoreland is needing?
We have housing authority. We have a place down here for seniors and people with disabilities that is kind of lower income based on their income and everything. We've got 2 properties that are that, and they're constantly pretty much filled on that. But I don't know. I mean, if duplexes become rentals,
Yeah.
it seems like,
Which I'm not totally against rentals, as long as,
well, but as long as they complete it and everything, it looks nice, and, you know,
We need
it's
low-cost, single-family homes.
single-family homes, yeah,
Low
I would say
Low
low,
cost.
low to mid-income.
yeah. You know,
Okay, what are some assets in Westmoreland?
well, we are the county seat,
Yeah,
which is, I think, a tremendous asset for us because it provides us with a health department here, county offices and everything.
Got a brand new pool.
Got a brand new pool now. We do have a care facility, Wellsprings of Westmoreland, which is, I know, and it's dependent on it because it's out here in a rural town, and stuff, but the pricing and everything is pretty good. You know, it's got memory care, assisted living in it, and then long-term care. I was writing things. We got a grocery store, we have a bank, you know, the housing authority. I mean,
Doctor, have a clinic.
a clinic, yes, a health
Great.
clinic here,
Great
which
store.
are so important since the hospital closed. You know, that was a blow, and then losing the schools, that was another blow to our community when they formed Rock Creek and stuff. So, you know, I would like, myself personally, we've got a lot of vacant buildings on Main Street. Empty, deteriorating buildings on Main Street, and it would be nice to be able to have those bought and some kind of business brought in, you know, that's viable to this community and everything. We have a pharmacy, which is good.
Mhm.
You know, we have
Yeah.
some critical businesses here.
Restaurant.
We have
Gas station.
a satellite library, you know, so, so there are some things. We have a city park here. This is our community center.
Mhm.
Small, but it works. Maybe someday we'll get a different community center, bigger one. Those are ones that's stuff I've been writing down. I had more than 3. But
He's sharing with us the asset of the school district being ranked high. So we're writing it down.
very big. And then the RV park that seems to get more and more popular when people learn of it and everything out off at 99.
Yeah.
do you guys have a childcare center here?
Pardon?
A childcare?
No, we have
There's
people
daycare,
in,
there's
there are people in town individually that have childcare, but
But no center?
no childcare center, no.
You guys have grant
Used
for
to,
that?
didn't we?
Or kind of center? No.
Well, we used to have a patch, yeah.
Yeah, we used to have the patch, but when we were a long time ago.
Okay, well, this helps a lot. This at least gives me some needs and assets that you guys have in Westmoreland. And then with the rest of the questions that I'll need from the city, and then my part, and then I'll try to get out those, if you guys want to fill out those community questionnaires, and then give them back to Julie, then I'll get those from her, and then I'll hopefully get all the chamber members to do it, and then whatever community members we can get to fill those out, that will
West
help.
East Social Club, or West East Social, whatever,
Yes, the society.
society, that would be a good group of individuals that have become very active
Mhm.
in the community.
Great. Okay, do you guys have any questions for us?
What else do you need from us at this point, other than the surveys?
That's it. I'll just get started on it, and if I have any questions, I'll send them to Julie. It'll take a little bit of time, but it's not gonna take months. But you guys are next on my list, and then I think Oldsburg is the last city we have, and then we're done for Potawatomi County, so,
Excellent.
thank you guys.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thanks for coming. All right. We didn't have any old business on this. Do we have any other future agenda items other than trash? Okay, we'll go on to reports, treasurer's.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any questions about the treasurer's report? All right. Just a couple of things to report to you guys. We renewed our Blue Cross Blue Shield. That did have an increase of 25%, but it is still very low what we pay because we've been grandfathered in. So, but we went ahead and renewed that. I'm want to let you know I'm signed up to go to the conference, Kansas Government Finance Officers Association Conference in Olathe, the 21st through the 23rd. And then the last thing we need to do is we need to talk about the R&R, whether to exceed or not, because we would need a motion to propose to exceed,
Say we need to do that this month, right?
because we have to report that.
Intent to exceed.
Exceed or not exceed.
Motion, yeah,
You need a
Neutral.
motion
to propose to exceed or not.
and then we'll have the public hearing next month's meeting, is that right?
Yes, it's not till September, let's see, it's between no sooner than August 20th and no later than September 20th. And that is whether, that's if you exceed.
Pot County doesn't need like what Riley County does, where they state the proposed possible mill increase. I believe Pot County just needs the, whether or not we're going to exceed or not the revenue
Yes,
neutral rate.
that's true, yep. Before July 20th, we have to let them know.
And everybody remembers what the revenue neutral rate is, right?
Yeah, basically you said that we don't change our mill, and it stays the same.
Okay.
But we're still above what we're supposed to be at.
52.96 cents instead of.
Well, the revenue neutral rate is basically keeping your income coming in at the exact same level. Even if the mills stay the same, our revenue could go above the revenue neutral rate. So if we don't want that, even if we don't expand the mill rate, then we would have to vote to not exceed it. Or we can vote to exceed it. We could even at that point still stay at the mill rate that we're at, or we could even lower the mill rate when we finish the actual budget. But we have to have that in writing because you can't go up afterwards, you can only come down.
So I didn't make the motion now. And it's to propose to exceed, correct? That's the wording? Okay, I move that we propose to exceed the revenue neutral rate.
Second.
Any discussion on that? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? There you go.
And that's all I have.
I have one question on the budget. When you said, did you let our finance guy know that to add that in, that 25% increase into our budget?
Yes, and he made those
He
changes
made those?
Yeah.
Is that what's reflected in the?
in the one that we sent, the final one, yeah.
Cool.
He made those changes,
Cool.
yeah. Right, Julie? Not what we, I think so, yeah.
Cool.
Excellent. Anything else? Too easy.
I know, I like that.
Bob, was yours gonna be that easy?
Bob. Of
course it is.
I don't have
It's your-
anything unless you guys have a question.
It is.
That is easy.
How much damage did you see around town?
City-wise, minimal to none. A couple properties had one house got some damage, I'd say minor damage. But not a whole lot really.
It's a big tree. This stuff.
Some electrical poles almost coming down all the way on Westy Road.
Oh, yeah. Was it Westy Road or the?
Westy Road.
No, Westy Road.
Oh, they've got stuff in the front end. Down. Heading out of town by the water tower.
Okay.
Yeah. Almost snapped in half. Does anybody have anything for Bob? All right, keep moving. You gotta give a report on the new edition first.
Oh, Max is doing great. He is. He's
Gotta keep up
thriving
with
every day.
Oh, God.
Yes, he is doing great, thank you. So I had written down trash service, something that we need to talk about, but I'll just put it on the agenda for
Is
next
that
month.
too late?
That's what I was trying to figure out.
November 1st is the
Yeah,
Is
but
the
then if we have
contract.
to have
And
90
if it's
day
90 days
notice,
back, so it's
Is that
October
too late?
1st, September 1st.
if we were gonna put it out to bid,
Tonight and have them by next meeting.
it is too short for bid.
it's too short for bid unless we do a special meeting. Correct?
Yeah.
Because we have to have it like by the 1st of August. So our meeting in August would be too late.
Yeah, because it's not till August 13th.
Because August 1st, we put it at 90 days.
So,
I mean, the contract gives the option to continue at the same cost, obviously it's the same cost, so.
that you good?
The unknown is what other bids, if we get any, are they going to be?
Right.
And the known cost is, we have, obviously being online, rate prices aren't going to go up.
Which is nice to know.
And you have the hassle of changing everything. People who just got adjusted to the new service, so.
Just asking questions.
I would have him put what he said today in writing,
Oh, for sure, 100%.
and then maybe do a special meeting, put it on an agenda to discuss and
To discuss what?
what we're gonna do, put it up to bid. And-
We gotta have it
It'll
out
be
to bid,
too late though.
like right now.
Yep. Well,
Like, we have 2 weeks to have it out,
I didn't
which we don't
realize
even have
November
that
1st
time
was
because
the
it has to be
date. I
noticed
thought it was later for
For,
2 weeks.
Huh?
That's late enough.
Well, I know, but like,
you know,
I don't know, I thought
or something
it
drastic,
didn't seem.
they just renewed. They renewed the contract, they've had them for years.
Who?
Holzberg.
Oh, yeah. Have things gotten better?
Mm, yes, John is kind of hard to communicate with.
Well, that's what I struggled with. I thought there was some communication
Yes.
issues and he's sat there. So
But
it
luckily,
wasn't.
Bruce's Jeremy that he introduced us to, he has saved us quite a few times.
But like the billing and stuff is decent. Like,
Yes,
I mean, everything.
yes.
I think the only issue we've had that has not been resolved is the one, right?
Which we already made the exception for.
Which, whatever. Yes.
We'll just have to extend that if we keep the same trash service.
I said if we could stay at the same price, I'd do it, extend it. I need to make a motion.
Oh, I'm not ready.
Well, you gotta have.
I know, I understand that, but I cannot,
Do what?
You got really tonight to make a decision to go out for bid. We can move it down to, I can bring it back up at mayor if you like want 10 more minutes to think about it. All right, I'll bring it back up at mayor.
Okay, we'll bring that back up.
sorry.
That's okay. Okay, lead conference in Wichita. That is the conference that mayors, council members, and then office workers go to. Amy and I went last year. It is October 8th through the 10th. It is during a council meeting time. I spoke with Jesse and Ashley, and they said they would cover doing minutes for me.
If
What?
we could.
You are such.
She doesn't get the final vote.
So I was just wanting to make sure that you guys would be okay with us going to Wichita October 8th through the 10th.
Is there costs involved, I'm assuming?
Yes.
What are we talking?
I didn't get that.
What was last year, do you remember?
I want to say 325.
Well, make it up to a certain dollar amount, and if it becomes over that, then we can bring it back up and improve the costs.
Is it per
But that's not with hotel expenses.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's something we've already dealt with in our policies.
Okay.
His hotel and
Okay,
stuff.
okay.
But you guys have found this conference is very beneficial.
Yes, it's
For the
nice to be
position.
able
Can you collaborate or?
with other cities, yes. And we go with Jeannie in Oldsburg, and she is a social butterfly, so we get to meet a lot of people.
And no offense to our city attorney, but it has saved a few phone calls to her,
Mm-hmm.
which saves us money.
It's a good
Like I said,
resource.
no offense.
No, yeah, it's good. Okay, cool.
Was that, did you say per person, or what was, sorry? The price was per person?
Yes,
Okay. I would say 350.
sorry, I'm in my email trying to find it.
And just
Which I
put,
don't think is that much at all.
just put a caveat on there that if it's above that, then the council can approve the extra at the next meeting.
Go for it.
Words are great tonight. I move that we allow both Amy and Julie to attend the conference in Wichita for up to $350 per person.
How many nights? How many days?
October 8th through the 10th.
That'd be 3 nights.
Two nights. Unless you do them there.
Would be.
Did we
Three
last
nights.
year? Yeah, we went on the night before.
That's already in our policy, so.
Yeah.
So if we approve them to go, then we pay for their,
We're just approved.
So if we register early, we can get it at $250 per city official.
So it'd be
Make it
500.
300.
Okay,
Per
so 300 per person, sorry. Scratch that. And if it's more than that, we can approve it again.
Second.
Did you get all that?
Mhm.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Awesome.
Okay, and then there is a Master Municipal Clerks Academy. That is where all city clerks come together. That is November 17th and 18th in Wichita. And I was wondering if I could go to that one. It's the one where I used to have to do homework for, but since I graduated from it, I don't have to do the homework portion.
There's still a lot
but
of
there's
learning that
still-
goes into it,
Yes.
at least at the county level. I know it's very similar, so.
Well, I think when she has the contacts that she can reach out to when we have questions.
Well, and I'm assuming,
think
don't
it's-
you become a master city clerk after
I believe so.
5 years potentially? So like that's still another
Sort of getting points, yeah.
Get a relative cost for that. Sorry.
No, that's okay.
I'll make sure. Dot the i's, cross the t's. Seems to me.
You guys ever use a council league municipalities to ask questions?
Okay.
Oh, yeah, all the time.
All the time.
All the time.
You're usually pretty
And
good
then
at
people
getting
ask them and they pop up and you're like, oh my gosh, I never knew that, you know, like, yeah.
first time when we put it on the list.
Yeah, it's huge. especially me, who's just learning all sorts of stuff, you know.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. We can do it the same way because we have even more time, so if you want somebody to approve it with up to this amount.
Early price is $305. And that's through August 31st.
I move to allow Julie to go to the Clerks Academy, November 17th through 18th, with the cost being up to $350.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Excellent.
Okay, and then, sorry, I got a lot. So I've done my homework with the listserv. How it got brought up was whether or not you guys get paid for workshops. I searched for an ordinance and I could not find one for council pay. So I did my homework and I asked the cities of third class what they pay for council and if they pay for workshops. And so this is what I found out. So basically there's two things I want to ask is, one, after you review this, if you think there needs to be a price change, we can do that. And then secondly, if you want them to get paid, if you want to get paid for workshops. And then three, we need to do an ordinance. But I figured
What was one?
what you would get paid per meeting if you wanted to change. Because right now it's 20 per meeting and 15, or is it 15 per meeting and 20 for a special meeting?
And right now, there's no
There's nothing for
pay for
workshops.
workshop. I don't think any of us are really here for the money.
Right, yes,
If I
but I
we don't need a lot.
We're going way up.
It was more of a question that I had because I didn't know if
Absolutely.
IPAG has for workshops.
We do. Maybe we'll look at ordinance.
We did the workshop before the meeting, but it was separate
Yes.
and no decisions were made.
Right.
So yeah, so if you want to just look at them,
We can bring that
And
up,
bring
if
it
you guys
up
want to look at it
future
and bring it
agenda.
up next month and
Yeah.
make any decisions or anything like that.
like I said, this is just some, these are third class things as well, so. So do you want me to put it?
Yeah. Just to read it.
Yeah. Okay. And then lastly, Doug Adams sent me the, a grant opportunity. It says, looks like the technology grant is open now for those interested. Local match is 25%. This has been used for radar signs in some locations to help reduce speeding, but is wide open for projects involving traffic and transportation safety. The website provides more information. This is something that I just wanted to ask if this is something I should look more into. If you're interested in anything with this grant.
At first, I didn't think so, because she sent it to me and Bob, so I asked Bob, and he said, you know, some of those radar speed signs would help
Get attention.
some citizens in town as well that that like to complain about speeding. So it might help bring that down. But
Would that have anything to do with the maybe a crosswalk flashing sign? They use it for that?
possibly
Probably
could,
could.
yes, yes. We obviously have not dug into it yet. It's just whether or not we want her to spend her time digging into it with Bob's help, trying to figure out if this is something we want to get into and do. I think it's a 25% match.
Yes.
Is that right? So basically right now, you would be just approving her to dig into it and research and spend that time that you're paying her to work researching this to see if it's something we can do.
Or is it something we can look at?
I can definitely forward.
I mean, I don't know if that would make it easier. That way you're not
I can forward it.
also spending all the time doing it. While we avoid work at work.
Yeah,
Fine with that as well?
yeah, I can forward it.
I mean, we can at least look and see, I don't know what I'm looking at, but I can pretend.
Forward it to me. too.
Yeah,
No,
Okay.
just forward.
can do.
Cool.
Yep.
Just top thing.
Probably should have it to the agenda because the application's due September or something.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, future agenda for next month.
Mhm.
Cool. We got agenda items for next month.
Okay, I think I'm done.
Excellent. Does anybody else have anything for our city clerk? Hearing nothing. Bruce, what we got for streets? Anything new and exciting?
Other nice, Bob showed me something here a while back, and I kept her getting to bring it up. The street you wanna put through over here, open up.
On Fulton.
Yeah.
When we were doing all the patching on North Walnut Street, so that's very long, and there's no hardly any cross streets. There still is a street, Fulton Street, that is still platted and it's still, technically a street, just never been put in. That would add another option to in and out of that neighborhood.
Oh,
Well, and you said something about it, they had to dig up one on water line or something, so people don't get blocked in.
Yeah, we've
They
had
got deep
issues
water.
in the past with sewer issues and water issues where we had to close a large area where it was people walking long ways. It's just another option to, to get in and out of that. And I mean,
would you just start with gravel?
yeah, that's right. There's gravel on
Big gravel things.
Starting almost looking like an alley, but
Yeah.
but technically still a street.
Let wear in.
I don't know if we'd have to have a stop sign at either end or not.
Yeah, I mean, that was just be a vote along with. Just, I put the numbers together, but that's been a while. I don't remember. Do you remember what I think we were.
Being grading
I
rock.
If it's been more than a few months, you might as well price it again.
Yeah.
Because everything's,
I think we're in the neighborhood of 10,000, I think. That was just to get it to gravel.
Well, and keep in mind our street improvement fund is maxed out.
For this year.
Discussion right away and.
Correct, so if it's, okay. Which is the gray area, yeah. Okay, just wanna make sure you're aware of that.
I mean, if he thinks we need it, good. I need to take away from our asphalt projects too.
it's up to you guys. Do you want him to do more work in pricing that, making sure we have right numbers and everything else before you make a decision? Or do you want to just move forward, or you want to just say, forget it, not right now? It's up to you guys.
I'd say let's get new pricing before we say
Yeah,
forget
that's right.
it. At least be informed of what it is, and then maybe ask some of the residents around there what they think. Something that,
They won't like it because
No,
take up their lots.
no.
I mean, it's not their lots to begin with.
I'm
Right.
thinking the right area. There's not a whole lot of houses right there right now.
The
One
north
or-
side, there's one, the new,
Up on Walnut.
yeah, there's a new house.
Certainly one at the east end of it.
Most of it is surrounded with vacant lots right now, how it is.
yeah, this would be the time
Is
to
it-
do it.
Right across from Dustin's Eagles.
Like here?
It would be the time before people start building in there, and then we have
Well,
boundary easement issues and.
Well, let's get pricing.
Yep.
Bring it up next meeting.
That's all I got.
Excellent. Megan's not here, so we don't have utilities. Do you know of anything utilities wise? Planning and zoning.
We've got a planning and zoning Thursday, next Thursday?
Wednesday.
Or Wednesday, third Wednesday, yes, for variance.
Okay.
And it's gonna need to, because of scheduling conflicts and everything, it
Is
was
that the
supposed,
one that had rescheduled?
yeah, it was supposed to be held here, but they're having the Bible school thing. And so we're moving it over to City Hall for that. And the whole thought with that is it would be putting out the applicant again if we rescheduled it again. And, you know, and they're, I think, wanting this to happen. Do you see a problem if we put a note on the door here that directs anybody that, No, Comes. that would be a good idea, yeah. And then we just figure out here at City
I don't
Hall.
remember going to one wig shop.
Yeah, well, we've got a new thing now that says it's gotta be on city
Yeah, okay.
property. So, but if you don't see a problem
No.
with
As long as
putting a
you
note
put it
on the
in this.
door,
Yeah.
and stuff, that's the only thing that we're gonna be hearing is that variance over off of Campbell.
Okay.
So,
Excellent.
sounds good.
We're at pool, cemetery, parks. Start with cemetery and parks because it's gonna take longer. Got anything? All right, then move on to pool.
Okay.
I thought she was talking about pool.
Oh, no, we got pool.
We got
Couple things. Where do you want to start? Where do you want to go?
You don't know.
So today, they finished up certification for all but 3 guards, who will then finish their certification on Tuesday, which means we have 9 fully certified and 3 that will be finished on Tuesday. The person who certified them says we have a very good group, and she's very pleased with them, so that's exciting, even though they're young. Our hope, if we can get everything, is to potentially open Monday. That gets orientation, training, what we can get done this weekend, stocking with concessions and stuff. Also, thought process would be that first weekend will be crazy, and to give the guards a week of easing into learning or doing what they learned, basically. And then we also have a group of them that are gone this weekend, so that would just be better availability on Monday. So that's kind of our hope. I hope, again.
We gotta make sure we can get orientation done.
Yes, with paperwork and stuff before they can work, so. I don't think that was done in the past as well as it should have been.
So if we can get an orientation done Saturday or Sunday, get
What we can.
what we can.
The other thing I kind of wanted to ask, and we kind of discussed, because of the price of the certification and the less amount of hours that they're going to get to work this year, and just as an incentive to work here, we were kind of wondering if it would be okay with you guys if we reimburse the guards who got certified this year for half of their certification. And then next year, if they come back and work the full year, we'll reimburse them the second half. That just gives them a little bit more want to come back. I know, again, they're not gonna work enough. I mean, it's 150, 140. I can't remember what it was. 140, I think. 140. I knew it was up there. So like, they're not going to get as many hours as they normally would in the summer to use that certification. So if we could reimburse them for half of it this year to show them how much we appreciate sticking it out with us as well, on top of them coming back next year and showing the same thing, we could potentially reimburse that entire thing at the end. But I don't know your guys' thoughts. So it would just be
Seems fair.
end of the year, reimburse for half. Next year, we reimburse the second half for those who come back. Because I don't want to reimburse it all, because selfishly, I don't want to train the guards for them to go somewhere else. I want them to come back and work.
Has it been in our policy before that we reimburse?
I feel like we have in the past, I just don't remember how we did it or what we did, because, huh?
It was pretty similar, they, same, pretty much
Did
the
we,
same.
did we make a motion though, or was it, you know?
I think, from my recollection, that's always been voted on, it wasn't necessarily.
So we just need a motion and,
I'll make the motion then because of their dedication and sticking around and all the delays and stuff. It's kind of great that
Yes.
these young folks have done that. So I think that to reward them for that loyalty and dedication, it's a good way to start their working career out. That kind of gives them an incentive. And so I move that we reimburse them half of their certification this year, and if they return next year, we will reimburse the second half of their certification.
For a full year, next year. For a full year.
For, yeah, they're coming, yeah,
Yeah.
come back this next year.
Second.
any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Thank you.
Welcome.
I'll appreciate that, I'm sure.
And who's in charge down there?
Do what?
Who's the main?
Peyton Rottinghouse is manager. We don't have an assistant manager, but we have 3 head guards, so the pool manual and everything states that you have to have a manager, assistant manager, or a head guard at all times, so we did the 3 head guards just because they're still all new, so we couldn't necessarily put them as assistant manager.
Who's in charge of shutting doors and windows at the end of the day?
We already had that discussion,
Okay.
so
So
it was
you
been
didn't answer.
addressed. Huh?
You didn't answer.
Well, it was Peyton,
Okay.
and it was addressed, and we made sure.
And also, are they gonna be certified on the pump or the vacuum?
Yes.
Because I saw that thing today, it looks like a monster.
Listen, Bob said no today. We asked.
What's that?
They're gonna have to be trained how to run it, because it's
Yeah.
very complicated.
That's what I said, I
Not
saw
so
it
that's
today.
very complicated, but it's very important.
Big piece of equipment.
The expense of it.
Yes.
It's.
Okay.
That's part of the reason we won't open this weekend is because we want to get those guards certified, or not certified, but like trained on the vacuum to make sure that everything is where it needs to be.
Okay. And season passes are out this year, right?
I don't think we need to do season
Yeah.
passes this year.
Do you need any additional assistance? Volunteers to help out this weekend?
I don't
I'm not
really,
sure.
I'm offering
I don't
mine.
really know yet.
I will let you know.
I'll let,
Let
Yeah.
me know, because if you just need,
I mean, Bob has taken care of pretty much everything. A lot of it now is just getting the little bits and pieces, the reports, the
well, let me know. if
concessions, all
there's
that stuff, so.
anything that, if you need assistance with anything, carrying anything around,
Appreciate that.
whatever, unloading cars,
I
whatever.
might have the card in the load.
There you go.
You said no season passes. Do we have a daily pass price?
Yeah, there's an age,
I think
divided
it's-
by ages,
Yeah.
I just want to make sure.
5,
Everything's
6,
set
and
very early.
4, 6.
6 and under is $3, 7 to 17, $5, 18 and older is 6. You know,
I mean, we talked about just soft opening this year and then having a grand opening next year. That way we can make sure everything's how it needs to be before we throw a bunch of fun stuff into it.
And I suggest we paint the mural on the building. Once it gets its first.
We'll talk about that later.
yeah.
The mural is the last thing I'm worried about right now.
But it'd be some cool.
Awesome. Let's keep moving. Flint Hills Regional Council.
Nothing to report there. I did talk to Jana about the CDBG grant. She thought it was too cumbersome for us. She was going to look into another type of grant. I have not heard from her yet, and that was for lights and fencing down at the ball fields and stuff. So there is no Flint Hills meeting this month. It'll be next month in August.
Excellent.
I'll keep working on that.
Only thing I got is somebody needs to make a decision on whether we're putting the trash out the pit or not.
You really don't.
Can we put it out to bid?
I'm leaning towards extending it.
You'd have to
And-
do it, you'd have to put it out in bid
Right.
tonight. And we'd probably have to have a special meeting,
I just don't think we have time.
30 days would put it past our meeting date,
so.
next month's meeting date, and that puts us past the 90-day deadline.
So let's put it on the future agenda items to move up our trash discussion next year to June. So that we have time to decide if we want to put it out to bid or not, so. Really, there's nothing to decide right now, is there?
Well, whether we're gonna
It's
extend
either
it.
that or we don't have a trash company.
Right. So the thing is
We need to vote to extend the
to
contract.
extend the current contract. I think they have worked, I think, pretty good. I have no complaints, you know,
And
and,
not on all the emails
huh?
either. So you're not on
Well,
all the
that's why I've
emails
asked
either.
if there's still more. Like, that was
I
my
know,
biggest
yeah.
thing. It's like, I know at one point at the beginning, there was a lot.
There was a lot. I'm not a huge fan of changing out trash cans and doing all that stuff again either, so.
No.
But
I haven't had an issue.
half dozen one way, 6 the other, so.
I think they have worked pretty good. When I look around my neighborhood, I see how people are putting out their trash. And they still pick it up, you know? When they said they
What's
would.
the biggest complaint, that $10 for a second container?
That's done.
That is,
I-
that
That's
is the
one of
biggest.
them.
That's why I was asking about the ton, because I put out one, you probably put out one.
I put out one and I
Why
can
should
pack
we
a
have
lot
to
of
pay more
stuff
for
in
somebody
there.
else to put out 3? But if he doesn't go by tonnage, I guess that doesn't make
Say,
any difference.
you are, I have 2 cans, I pay extra.
Yeah, I'm saying, that's why I was asking about the tonnage.
Oh,
Why should somebody just using one trash can pay extra for extra tonnage
gotcha.
that other people want to put out? But evidently it does factor in, but not as much as I thought. it would.
Well, they're not, I pay an extra $10 a month.
I know, but
For
I'm
my
saying-
extra
You do.
tons.
He's saying like,
I'm saying with the company, he says it does kind of factor, but it's not
Yeah.
the major deciding factor on them upping the rates for the next year. The way I took it anyway.
They had uppage in their planned rates from the beginning, so.
I mean, it is nice that we'll have a set, we know where we're at.
It's fun. Do we have a motion? I don't think I actually heard of
That
it.
we extend the current contract with Waste Management for another year.
Second.
And get it in writing from them that there is not going to be an increase in the fees for this coming year.
You second
They'll
that part,
waive the
too?
5%.
Because I can not work to you.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
You can go against. Go ahead.
I struggle. It's fine.
You won't hurt.
I think we need to for the price and we don't have a choice, but I'm very hesitant, so just know that
That's
much.
what I told her to put it on the agenda for next
Yes,
June.
let's get it earlier next year so we can just
So that
get our
we
ducks
have
in a row a
time
little
to,
bit easier. Yeah.
if we need to put it out, we can put it out and figure out if we stay or no. So, but at least we gave it 2 years trial, so. City attorney.
Well, for the first time since I've been your city attorney, someone hired a lawyer in a case that I was prosecuting.
Nice.
First time ever. We worked out a deal, they're gonna move out of town, so, and that'll resolve the issue. But, other than that, we just have the current, there's just a lot of repeat offenses with, trash, rubbish kind of things, cars. So Bob and I are working on those. I have a big follow-up that I need to do with you pretty soon. We have a couple right now that are out pending for, to cure their violation. Otherwise, we'll prosecute a couple of folks usually, so. And, to report in on your municipal court judge that you appointed at the beginning of the year. I think that was in January, wasn't it? He's doing really well. And I really enjoy him as your new municipal judge. He works for a couple other municipalities. It's nice to have someone who understands the courtroom and has, he is a defense attorney and on his resume, that's what he does most of the time. So I recommend, I know we're in July and I've just had an appearance with him, I think it was a couple weeks ago. maybe a week ago, on municipal court cases for Westmoreland. And I think we should probably extend him, would be my recommendation, for a year, to be honest. He's easy to coordinate with. We even did Zoom this last time just to save the 3 attorneys from driving from Manhattan to Pot County and save some funds. So
When does that need to happen?
really, it expired last month. We just kind of moved forward with it because we had to continue out. It was an appearance from another case that we just continued out into July.
Gotcha.
I think it was July, or did we, was that last week?
Yes, it's the 6th.
So, yeah, it was last Monday. So he ended his last appearance on June 29th. So now he's ripe to renew, if you want to do that.
Just need a motion.
I'll make a motion to renew the municipal judge that we currently have for a year.
Okay. Same rate and everything?
Same rate.
Second.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? There you go.
Okay, I will communicate that to him.
Thank you.
Yeah.
He seconded, yeah.
And I think that's all I have.
Excellent. Do we have any reason for an executive session? If not, there's only one thing left to do.
I move we adjourn.
Second.
Any discussion? None? All right, great. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you.